So, everyone keeps telling me that my wife Susan is a vampire. Obviously, that's ridiculous. Everyone knows that there's no such thing as vampires. I asked my friend Jim why on earth he thought Susan a vampire. To which he laughed and looked at me in disbelief. You deserve to have a vampire for a wife, because you are a complete idiot. How could you not see the signs? He said. What signs? I asked him. Dude, she never comes out during the day. Ever, Jim said. She works night shifts, I replied. Okay, what about her not keeping any mirrors in her home? Said Jim. All women are self-conscious, dude. Women hate mirrors, I said. Bro, remember when I put garlic on the uncooked steak she requested and nearly killed her? Then the next day I found my terrier Jimbo dead in the basement? Jim asked. Coincidence? I calmly replied. He had 2 fang marks in his neck, said Jim. Probably a mountain lion, I said. Okay, yeah, and do mountain lions write notes and put them next to your dog after they kill them? I've never met a mountain lion, I said coolly. The note read, that's for putting garlic on my steak. Signed, Susan, Jim yelled. Yeah, I don't recall you ever showing me that, I replied. That's because, after I read it once, it evaporated into a cloud of bats. They were in my basement for like 6 months, dude. I had to call an exterminator. And a priest! Jim shouted. Should have just opened a window. And, I'm getting real tired of you accusing my wife Susan of being a vampire. She is a nice lady, and even if she were a vampire, she is still my wife, I yelled back. So you're admitting she's a vampire? Jim asked. No! I yelled, slamming the door loudly. I quickly got into my car and drove back to our castle in the mountains. It had been in Susan's family for years. I was allowed to go everywhere except the basement. Never go in the basement, Susan had said, her eyes turning a lovely shade of bright red. That was normal, though. Women are different creatures, you know? I mean, what woman likes garlic and keeps mirrors anyway? If one of these women exists, I've never met them. And didn't all women forbid their husbands from going in the basement? That's what Susan had said. My friend Jim was being way too touchy about things. I mean, just because he doesn't like his wife, The nerve of some people. He's probably just jealous. He doesn't live in a castle. Pushing open the gate, I drove the car forward and parked in the garage. The faint sound of screams could be heard echoing off the walls all around me. The screams were coming from the basement. Chuckling, I thought of my beautiful wife Susan and how she loved her alone time. She was always watching horror movies in the basement.